Hey guys, what's going on? It is another Murderous Mondays, but on a Tuesday. And that is because, see, I thought I was able to do it yesterday, but see, I didn't have enough storage. So I had to delete a lot of my pictures and emails and stuff. And then when I did have storage, it was already too dark out to do it. But here we go. So, hey guys, Hey guys, what's up on this? Hey guys, what's up? On this channel, Murderous Mondays, I upload. On this channel, Murderous Mondays, I talk about serial killers and upload every Monday, or try to, hence the name. And this one will be a 2-for-1 case of because of the next killers that I will be talking about are Robert and Michael Bever. Who are they? What were their early lives like? And why and how did they become so evil? I will answer that and more as I take you down the perspective mind of a serial killer or a family killer. This is the Broken Arrow murders, which some people call it the Amityville Horror of Oklahoma. The Broken Arrow murders, otherwise known as the Bever family massacre, was a familicide and mass stabbing that occurred on July 22nd, 2015 in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Now, I should say, if you guys don't want to hear about stabbing or killing, I'd say click off this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright. The perpetrators, Robert and Michael Bever, murdered their parents and 3 siblings. It was the deadliest crime and mass murder in the city of Broken Arrow until a murder-suicide in October of 2022, which killed 8 people. Daniel Bever, age 12, called 911, saving the lives of his sisters Autumn, who was 2, and Crystal, who was 13, by alerting the authorities. Crystal, one of the 2 survivors, identified 2 of her older brothers, 18-year-old Robert and 16-year-old Michael, as the assailants. The brothers were subsequently arrested and charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of assault and battery with intent to murders. The perpetrators were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, which they should stay there until they die. I mean, granted, I mean, he was only 18 and the other one was 16. But hey, I mean, if you're old enough to do the time, I mean, hey, if you're old enough to do crime, you're old enough to do the time. Now, the background. Neighbors said that the Bever parents homeschooled their children and kept them from interacting with neighbors or other children. The family's lifestyle was reported to be so inconspicuous that some neighbors found out the full names of the entire family for the first time when the medical examiner released them. Neighbors also reported strange and unsettling behavior by Robert and Michael. Defense attorneys stated that David Bever was physically and verbally abusive towards his children. I guess David is the father, also. According to Crystal's testimony, Robert claimed that both of his parents were abusive to him and the other siblings. He said his parents would often talk about people they hated and would refer to the biblical Armageddon as a retribution thing for everything they hated about the world. Robert confessed to committing the familicide. He claimed that he and his brother planned the act for some time and intended to commit a shooting spree outside the family, hoping it would rival and even outdo both the 1999 Columbine High School Massacre and the 2012 Aurora Theater shooting. Robert later confessed that he and his brother planned to dismember the bodies of their family, placed them in storage bins, and hide them in the attic of their home. He also stated that they planned to steal the family car, shoot and kill 5 random people, each at multiple locations, and eventually achieve a body count of at least 50 people. Wow. Robert also stated that he admired serial killers, hoped to strike in locations outside of Oklahoma, and wanted to achieve a body count of 500 people or more. Wow. And he was only 18. Robert talked about a plan to make 2 videos, one showing the bodies that they believed would only be seen by police and prosecutors, as well as another version without the bodies that could be posted online. Acquiring weaponry. Detectives said they found a hatchet knife, darts, and a surgical blade inside the Bever family home. Detectives also recovered wireless cameras, a bulletproof vest, a neck protector, a black mask, and shin guards, along with computers and cell phones. A detective said Robert told him to get a job at a religious call center to earn money to buy knives, body armor, helmets, bullets, and guns. He said they ordered body armor and collected knives for months. Robert told them that he found out he could order guns and get them delivered to a gun shop. He said he ordered ammunition to be delivered to their home the day after their family was killed. The massacre. At around 11:30 p.m. on July 22, 2015, police were alerted to 709 Magnolia Court by a 911 phone call made by 12-year-old Daniel Bever, who stated his brother was attacking the family. Screaming, commotion, and a male voice were heard in the background before the line went dead. Dispatchers tracked the address by searching the number. After a failed attempt to contact the father, Daniel Bever, they dispatched officers to the scene. When police arrived, they saw blood around the porch of the house. They knocked on the door, heard a faint voice calling for help, and forced their way into the house, where they found 13-year-old Crystal Bever, bleeding from multiple stab wounds. After pulling her out from the house, the officers found Daniel Bever and 4 others who were all dead. 2-year-old Autumn Bever was found alive and unharmed, with Crystal inside the house. It was believed that one of the brothers responsible for the killings lured out the victims by pretending that he himself was under attack. Crystal survived the killings, but was critically injured from her wounds. She identified 2 of her brothers as the assailants, saying that they lured her to a bedroom before slitting her throat and stabbing her in the stomach and arms. She underwent surgery at a nearby hospital and was listed as being in serious but stable condition. The surviving children were placed in state custody. The parents, as well as the 3 children, were all found stabbed to death. Knives, hatchets, and other bladed weapons were found at the scene, along with protective gear. Law enforcement officials said that at least some of the weapons were used in the killings. Victims. 5 people were killed in the Familicide, and 1 was injured. A medical examiner determined that the common cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries. Autopsies revealed that the victims died between the late hours of July 22nd and the early hours of July 23rd. David Bever, 54, the father, killed by at least 28 stab wounds to the torso, face, neck, and left arm and hand. April Bever, 45, the mother, killed by blunt force trauma and more than 48 wounds to the head, neck, torso, arms, and hands. Daniel Bever, 12. He was the one that originally called them. Brother, killed by 21 stab wounds to the back, shoulder, and chest. Christopher Bever, 10. Brother, killed by 21 stab wounds to the back, chest, shoulder, and lower leg. And Victoria Bever, 5. Sister, killed by 23 stab wounds to both sides of her neck, her chest, back, and upper arm. Now injured, Crystal Bever, 13. Sister, injured by a slit throat and stab wounds to the stomach and arms. And obviously unharmed Autumn, who was 2 years old. Aftermath. The two killers fled the scene through the back door of the house when police arrived and headed into a wooded area behind the property. They were apprehended quickly at 12:18 a.m. with the use of canine unit and arrested without incident. The suspects were identified as 18-year-old Robert Bever and 16-year-old Michael Bever, his brother. The pair were found hiding beneath a bush. Robert was armed with a knife at the time of his arrest. One of the brothers spontaneously uttered that plans for the killings were stored on a flash drive inside the home. This flash drive was later retrieved by police when they searched the home for the second time. They also recovered computer equipment and video surveillance cameras, which they believed recorded the murders, as well as they were located near where 3 of the victims' bodies were found. It was later determined that the bodies of the family that would be shown to investigators and prosecutors, the other without the bodies that could be posted online. The brothers were charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of assault and battery with intent to kill. On July 25th, authorities announced that Michael Bever would be charged as an adult. A conviction for the first-degree murder in Oklahoma. A conviction of first-degree murder in Oklahoma carries the punishment of life imprisonment or the death penalty. However, the Tulsa County District Attorney stated that Michael Bever would be exempt from a death sentence since he was under the age of 16 at the time of the murders. Michael Bever's attorney argued against the constitutionality of the decision to try his client as an adult, stating that his client would die in prison and that it was the same as death penalty, which would be true. Just he wouldn't know when. He argued Michael should be rehabilitated instead of imprisoned if he was physically and emotionally abused at home, although no evidence indicated any abuse occurring in the Bever home. Investigators looked into a shipment of boxes containing a total of 3,000 rounds of ammunition that was believed to have been delivered on July 23rd, the day afterwards, that they said. They also began investigating social media accounts belonging to Robert Bever. On July 6, 2016, it was reported that Robert Bever had attempted suicide by hanging with a bedsheet. Wait, did he though? I don't know if he did though. Tulsa County Sheriff's Office spokeswoman Casey Roebuck said that the suicide attempt occurring earlier that year on June 17th was discovered by a detention officer during a routine security check. Medical staff cut him down and checked him, determining that he was uninjured. He was then moved to suicide watch. Bever family home. The family's home and site of the killings, 709 Magnolia Court, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, had sat vacant since the crime scene. Investigators and cleaners finished the forensic investigation of the murders. In many rooms, the walls have been ripped down to the studs because so much of the home was declared a biohazard after the murders. Local real estate agents have stated that the house also lost tremendous value after the killings due to the stigma that comes with living in a home with a violent past. It was believed the bank would have to sell the house for less than what was owed by the family at the time of the murders. Because of the ominous appearance of the house and similarities in the stories, some including neighbors have dubbed it Broken Arrow's Amityville Horror House, which I said in the beginning. The house had an ominous dark roof that dominated the front of the structure. After the killings, it became a center for dark tourism by ghost hunters, urban legend seekers, teenagers, trespassers, and vandals. In mid-February 2017, Broken Arrow's City Council announced a plan to raise money through the Tulsa Community Foundation for the acquisition of the Bever family home. They hoped that enough money could be raised to purchase the house from the Bever's mortgage holder and lending company, its owner. If enough funds were raised, it was planned to tear the house down and in its place create a memorial park and garden titled the Bever Family First Responders Memorial Park. The house was destroyed in a fire on March 18, 2017. On March 27, 2019, Reflection Park was dedicated in an official ceremony. A path meanders through a knoll of grass where the Bever's house once stood. I don't know what that means. Legal proceedings. The brothers were arraigned in court on August 3rd. They pleaded not guilty to the charges filed against them. A preliminary hearing was set for October 28th. The date was later changed to October 9th and later to January 22nd, 2016. It was changed again to February 23rd, 2016. On August 5th, Tulsa County Judge Bill Moosman ruled that documents concerning the case be made public. They were released the next day, redacted to protect the victims' identities and sensitive information. Robert Bever was eventually pleaded guilty to all counts and was given 5 life sentences without possibility of parole, along with an additional life term, on September 7, 2016. Michael Bever's trial began on April 16, 2018. He was found guilty on May 9th. On August 9th, 2018, he was given 5 life sentences without a possibility of parole. On July 15, 2019, Robert Bever tried to attack 2 prison officers at Joseph Harp Correctional Center. An incident report states that attack took place around 4:36 p.m. in the prison day room. On November 17, 2020, Robert Bever was sentenced to 3 more life terms, bringing his total amount to 9. Robert is currently housed in the Joseph Harp Correctional Center, and Michael is in the Lexington Correctional Center. Both correctional centers are in Lexington, Oklahoma. And that's about it for the Broken Arrow murders of the Bever familicide of Robert and Michael Bever. Now, a hint for next video. there's not really much of a hint because my next video is actually one of them that I actually said already in the story. But even if you didn't hear that, you probably would have known. But there's not really much of a hint without giving it away. But an infamous school shooting in the late 90s. I'll give you that. Which also is in, which is also I also mentioned in this case too. And without further ado, please like, comment, subscribe. You know, this is the time, this is the season for giving. You know, if you guys could give me 1 subscription each, I will greatly appreciate that more than you'll ever know. And, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. Hopefully, this Monday. Peace.